Ah. Oh, is that not working? Ugh. Okay. Okay, there we go. How are y'all? Big day today. BANLIST! Yeah! Let me figure out a way to actually put the list over here. I'll wait for more people to pop in here first, but let me at least get the ban list set up for y'all. So I actually think this list is very interesting, and I would like to discuss it. Okay. I guess this is like the best way to do it. I don't know. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. Alrighty. Ooh. Alrighty. So I guess let's just get started. Um, let's talk about the ban list first. Looking at how I'm supposed to do this here. Sorry, just give me one moment. Okay. Um. Oh. And whoop. Let's make this a little bit easier to see. There we go. You can always manually zoom in, of course, like an old person. There we go. Alrighty. So let's talk about ban list. So I recently made a ban list video predicting what I thought was gonna be on the ban list. And I was right in some parts and I was not right in some others. Which is like fine, I guess. Like, you know, I'll take what I can get. Although the ones that I thought were gonna be banned, everyone thought were gonna be banned, so I don't really know what to say. So I mean, I guess let's go the opposite way. Starting off with unlimits. Arma went from 2 to 3. Who cares? Red Rose Dragon finally freed from its shackles. Again, who cares? Kieran 3. I mean, difference between 3 and 2 is nothing, so whatever. Plushfire got the errata to make it bad, so alrighty. Ancient Fairy Dragon, if you were playing it, you're only playing one. Ding Dong, I don't think I saw any lists with people actually playing Ding Dong. And Time Seal is an awful card. All these cards are fine at 3. Like, I don't give a shit about any of these cards. Semi-limited. Again, really lackluster on the unlimits from the ban list. We get all the Dragon Rulers to 2. It's interesting. I don't think the rulers to 2 is legitimately gonna change much of anything. Because the rulers weren't being played. Like some people might say it would work in Dragon Link maybe, but the main thing with the rulers is that they have their in-hand effects based on attributes, and most of the dragons in Dragon Link are light and dark, which none of the rulers correlate to. So, a little bit of an unfortunate situation there. Lunalight Tiger, though, going to 2 is actually pretty interesting. I might take another look at Lunalight in the future, because that does make the rank 4 engine of Lunalight just like a lot stronger having 2 Tiger. Just allowing you to, because Tiger isn't a once per turn to revive stuff from the graveyard, so just being able to constantly revive stuff is really interesting. Colossus 2 is pretty much the same thing as Colossus at 1, in my opinion. Like, maybe you could end on double Colossus and be really annoying, but like, it's still the same card it was before, so I don't really see much of a difference, to be honest. And if the World Chalice Justicar can go to 3, who cares? Limited is here where we get very interesting cards. Ava going to 1 is very interesting. Ava is an interesting card, especially with the new Drytron stuff coming out. With the new Drytron cards, Ava and the Heralds are kind of scary, to be honest. And the ability to summon Ava off of Diviner of the Herald is an ability and probably will be used by Drytron, so I'd say be mentally prepared for that. And what Ava can lead to, because now Drytron is back at full power from the Herald of Ultimateness days, so that's something to keep in mind. And then 2 Snake Eye hits. Limit to Snake Eye Ash, which is a good hit. I wish it would have gotten banned, but, you know, I can understand not wanting to ban the play starter of the deck, Rip Circular. But Poplar is where things get a little sketchy. I remember the Yu-Gi-Oh community was kind of joking about how they're going to limit Snake Eye Oak. Well, they kind of did that. Limiting Poplar doesn't do much of anything. Normal summoning Poplar is still pretty damn good. And, like, they didn't hit any of the consistency cards or really anything of Snake Eye. I mean, sure, Ash and Poplar at 1, but guess what? Now you can run more of Sinful Spoil. Or not Sinful Spoil, Snake Eye. So, I mean, that's your way to get these cards. Like, it's the same thing as before. The gimmick puppets are good. I like the gimmick puppet limits, preventing the FTK from occurring. I think that's a very healthy change and not quite like just destroying the gimmick puppet deck. Branded Fusion is kind of where we fall back off of a cliff, though. I have no clue why they limited Branded Fusion, to be completely honest. Branded Fusion, like, limit hurts Branded for the consistency, as well as hurting Pile decks, like Pile Fusion decks, with the consistency as well. But also, this isn't the problem card of Branded. Like, it's a powerful card in Branded, like, sure, it's a very good card, but it's not the problem card. And the problem card is Albion, the Sanctifier Dragon, which we may or may not see later in the ban list. Opening the Spirit Gates is a cute way to hit Yubel, because it's not a once per turn or anything like that. It doesn't target the card, it specials from grave. Like, it's objectively a very strong card. It's very interesting that they chose to indirectly hit Yubel and not hitting the Fusion. That was a card that I neglected to mention on my initial ban list video, was the Fusion. Rather, the Fusion that just specials itself out for free as many times per turn as you want. So opening the Spirit Gates, I think, is like a fine middle ground. Like, it hurts the main thing it also hurts is like Unchained to an extent, and then it'll also hurt Sacred Beast, but who's honestly playing Sacred Beast? Like, let's be for real. Prosp I like at 1. It's a consistency card for Tenpai, as well as the Sangan Summoning at 1. Basically lowering the consistency while not hitting the field spell. I don't like them not hitting the field spell, because that's the most unhealthy card of that, like, archetype. But lowering the consistency is a step forward, I guess, so I don't think I can really complain too much about that. That grass looks greener, though, is very interesting. And if any of y'all have seen my old Master Duel videos, you'll know I love that grass looks greener. So keep an eye out for that in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, you might see a list that involves a grass in there. As well as Skill Drain on 1 is also a good change. I don't like how they didn't ban Skill Drain, but at least putting it to 1 is better than absolutely nothing, so we take what we can get, you know what I mean? And then on to banned cards. As you can see right here, forefront and everything, is the most unexpected banned card, at least in my opinion. Fiendsmith Lacremer. Mr. Creamer over here recently came out, like very recently came out, and is a central part of an archetype, being Fiendsmith. You can only play this in relation to other Fiendsmith cards, in terms of you can only summon it using Fiendsmith related cards, as well as it only can really interact with Fiendsmith related cards in a non-generic way, like in an archetypal way. However, it did allow for like a lot of extension, and the burn for time is a little bit, I'd say unhealthy, but it also allowed you to play Angel of Blue Tears in order to search any trap from your deck. Yo, what's good? But Lacremer being banned is a very interesting take. I won't say it's necessarily the wrong take, because I think if a card from the Fiendsmith archetype was to get banned, Creamer is kind of like the pick, in my opinion. It kind of does everything you want it to. It lowers your opponent's board, making your weenies be able to hit over their weenies. It can either special summon or add back any light fiend. Typically, in regards to why it's banned, is in terms of its own engine, like adding back the Fiendsmith or specialing back the Fiendsmith. As well as burning. If it's sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle a thing back and burn, which is something. Like, it wasn't the worst, because it did change the numbers of how to kill in the deck. Like, it had a function in the deck, but it was used for not really healthy things. In my opinion, I think Moon of the Closed Heaven is still going to be a problem. The thing with Lacrima is it's a middle point of the deck, while the issue with it was the fact that any deck was able to do it because of Moon of the Closed Heaven. So that's still around. Although, if you look further down this banned list, you can see why it's not necessarily as large of a problem. I arrived. Welcome, welcome. It's not as much of a problem as it may seem. Next is Apollosa, Bow of the Goddess. Thank God. I know it's in a lot of my deck profiles, but it's a very unhealthy card, just how generic it is. Like, it basically allows for any deck that has excess material or gets interacted with and has excess material laying on board to end on multiple interactions, because it's not a once per turn. Just making for a really, you have the out or you don't have the out situation. Like, you either have triple tap or droplet or, you know, what have you, or you lose. So that kind of felt really unfun, so I'm glad to see that card gone. Same with Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend King Calamity. Very large mouthful of like words there. But this is like an unfun card that was abused in like anything that can make Crimson Dragon, pretty much. So the fact that it is now banned, thank God, because it was never played in anything fair, because it's not a good card. And then lastly, of course, the card everyone knew was going to get banned, Beatrice. With Beatrice gone, there's no real reason to generically play Fiendsmith unless you really want to make, like, the Disarray negate, and that's, like, alright. But given that they banned Mr. Creamer over here, as you can see, you can't end on DDD Wave Hiking Caesar and Disarray at the same time. At least to my knowledge, I don't believe you can without like using everything or opening kind of like nuts. So I feel like the Fiendsmith engine is like reined in now. Without Mr. Creamer over here, I feel like it's very toned down, at least until the new support comes out. And I don't know exactly when that comes out, but the main deck monster is pretty damn baller. But I did notice a couple more people pop in here, so my thoughts on the ban list. I think Poplar to 1 does nothing. I think Ash to 1's cool. Ava to 1's scary. I like the gimmick puppets. Branded Fusion to 1 is very confusing given they didn't hit Sanctifier Dragon in the slightest. So even if you do play Branded, you can still do the gimmick puppet lock, which was the unfun part of gimmick puppet. Oh, I just realized. I am so sorry, y'all. I just realized this was over everything. My apologies. There we now you can see me. Now you can see me. I was just a disembodied voice before, but now I'm actually here. And I like Prosp and I like opening Prosp and Sangan summoning, and I really like that grass looks greener. You're gonna see some decks coming out of me with grass in it. Not saying grass is good. Having one card that you can auto win in a 60 card deck is a little unhealthy, but I think it's very funny. And Skill Drain of 1 is a good step forward, but not really the solution because it's still around. And then Semide, I don't think there was anything of note other than Tiger. I think Tiger was interesting, but everything else is kind of whatever. The Rulers, I don't think are as impactful as people may think, because the idea is you play them in Dragon Link, but they're all attribute related, and they need to discard an attribute. And none of the Dragon Link cards are, all the Dragon Link cards are pretty much light and dark, which none of the Rulers are. So it just kind of makes them like crappy extenders in the deck. So who actually cares, to be honest? And then the at 3, I don't think there was actually anything of note, really. I like how Red Rose stayed on the list for a while because of Synchro Soup, and then it finally got unbanned because it wasn't doing anything in the slightest. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the ban list. But let us go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I don't know if y'all know, but I might have mentioned it, but on this upcoming month, at the end of the month, I am going to my first Yu-Gi-Oh! Regional. So I do want to make sure I am well prepared, because I do intend to actually try my heart out. So this is the deck list I've been tinkering with for the past, like, 2 weeks. I kind of kept it a little under wraps. I don't think I really showed this list off on my channel. But this is the Musket Fiendsmith list I was previously working with. Majesty's Fiend is a very funny individual card that's searchable off of Tract. It's also a level 6, funny enough. But now there are cards that are going to be banned out of it. So the rest of this stream is going to be dedicated to me fixing my fucking deck. So what are cards that are banned? Beatrice is banned. The Creamer is banned. If we don't have Beatrice, there's no point in playing this little thing. And now we have an extra slot for the second Requiem in the extra deck. Oh, another card the ban list missed. Shifter. Shifter is still around. I don't know how they missed that one, but it was obviously intentional for the Malice cards. So that's going to be a fun format until Shifter gets executed on that next list. So whatever. But now I'm at like a junction. I don't know if I should take out DDD Wave Hiking Caesar, or if I should take out like Constellar, or even if I just shouldn't touch Wave Hiking Caesar or AXCs at all, because it's still, you can still make it. Like, we have Engraver, we have Sharvara, we have Majesty's Fiend technically, so we do have level 6 monsters we have access to, as well as Necro Equipped Princess, of course, that are all fiends, so we can make the DDD. However, I do want to play another fusion of some sort, because I am playing triple tracked, so I do want to take advantage of that fact, at least. So let's take a look at what fusions we can play that are fiend related, because I also would want to be able to summon the fusion off of sequence, so I need to be a fiend monster. And I would like to see cards that I can actually play, so let's do this. Okay, Aerial Eater. Fusion summoned, yet a foolish of fiend. And then you can banish 2 high-level fiends, the same attribute, to special summon itself out. Alright, there's not really any cards in the deck that want to explicitly be sent to graveyard, in the musket build at least. So I don't really see the value of it, at least in this build. It's much different in the Yugioh build, because you can actually send Samsara, D-Lotus, or whatever you need to the graveyard. Like, it actually allows you to do stuff, but I would like to see what I can do without it. We are on, or we're not on anything. I wanna figure out a good card, because this is kind of a little bit painful, because I don't want to. I would like to have the full usefulness of Tract always online, which is going to be a little bit annoying, I feel like, without the Disarray. Because I was honestly even considering playing 2 Disarray. Not Disarray, sorry, Mr. Creamer. I was considering playing 2 Lacrima, just because of how good it was. But I guess it was just a little too good, so, I mean, fair enough. Let's see. What is there? Is there any generic stuff? Shadal stuff, Elemental Heroes. This is all of them? This is all of them, huh? Okay. Infernoid, Light Fiends. Wow. We really don't have much options, huh? That's... wow. And then Tract can now only summon Disarray. Ooh. That's kind of, not good. Maybe we just don't play another fusion. Maybe we just lean into the link aspect of the deck. That might be the play. Oh, so unfortunate. I do want to keep that one on. I just want to turn this off. And let's look at links. Because this deck can still go second really well. Like, nothing's going to change the fact that Musket's pretty alright at going second because of Into the Brains. And then Max, of course, that you can't respond to. But I don't know exactly how valuable that is if we don't really have the full ability to go first, if you know what I mean. So, trying to consider what card would be at least semi-comparable to Mr. Creamer. Oh, there is one, actually. Cross Sheep. So I guess the idea with Cross Sheep is we can summon it, theoretically, if we go max to summon a bunch of monsters. And we can go Quick Princess in zone of Cross Sheep. And that's considered as a fusion summon. Or rather, a monster being special summoned to a zone of points to Wallace pointing to a fusion monster. Allowing us to special summon any musket from our graveyard, or I guess Fabled Lurie if we want to. Because Cross Sheep does say level 4 or lower, so there is that. However, the main thing we were grabbing back previously with Lacrima was it was actually like a musket, because we do want to end with a musket on board always, because that's the whole point of playing the muskets, is ending with the musket on board so you can control the game. So I guess now that we do have extra space in our side, let's stop looking at this. What other cards can we play theoretically? I am playing the 2 Dancing Needle. It might be worth it to play 3, because if we can banish Snake Eye Ash or Poplar, like now that they're only at 1, it makes it just a lot stronger. I do also want to play the 3rd Cross Domination. Oh wait, we are playing the 3rd. I mean, sorry, rather the 3rd Last Stand, the one I was missing. And then I guess what else? What else? Oh, I don't even know if Foolish is necessarily worth it in this deck anymore. Is it? Because the idea with Foolish is it was like a double starter, or not a double starter. It could be used to send Fiendsmith Tract, which you could then use to make Disarray. Or not Disarray, I can't mix them up, Jesus Christ. Lacrima, you can make Lacrima with it. And if you did that, like, that was a way you can get your play started without normal summoning. However, if we aren't, I mean, well, if fucking Mr. Creamer is banned, we doesn't really have a purpose of having tracked, really. Or, I mean, well, tracked in this deck is still reinforcement of the army, so we still are going to be playing 3. But I'm debating about Foolish Burial Goods and the Black Goat Laughs now, to be honest. I think, yeah. I think these cards are not necessarily good enough. Sorry, y'all. I had a long day at work today. That's also another reason why the stream's going to be quite short today. Just talking about the ban list and fixing the deck a little bit. I like the rest of the deck. I think the rest of the deck is pretty nice. Because the idea of the deck isn't necessarily to kill our opponent outright, it's to control the game with the muskets. So I do still like Foolish Bear. I think I will keep Foolish Burial Goods in the deck, at least until I do some proper testing with it in person. Primarily because Foolish Burial Goods is, I guess, a pseudo starter in this deck. Pseudo starter meaning a card that I can activate behind a musket card in order to trigger the musket effect while also getting a beneficial effect I'm getting off of goods. If I'm going first, I can go goods to send the Black Goat Laughs as an interaction during my opponent's turn, given I need to know what type of deck they're playing and what their important cards are. I like researching a lot of decks if you haven't seen my channel, so I do have a pretty vague idea of what the best card in most decks are, at least on like a name basis, or at least on a look or effect basis. So that's the main reason why I'm choosing, I guess, to keep this in. Although this is super debatable. Like, I could definitely see a reason to cut this for like another droplet or something. I just think it's a cute engine in order to trigger the muskets, and that's why I'm playing it. I'm also debating keeping Rise to Full Height in the list. Because, again, this is a card I can send to the graveyard with Foolish Burial Goods, so it's a way to insta-win against Tenpai if they haven't shifted me. So that's like my main justification with like that. Although would it be so crazy if I like did something like this? Like swap these cards out and just play Blind Second? But if I play Blind Second, Majesty's Fiend, actually, Blind Second Majesty's Fiend is pretty damn good. The idea being they can go Sanct to make a token and then just tribute some of the Majesty's Fiend, and then all your opponent's effects are turned off on the monsters. Although I don't know. I think Foolish in the main deck is still probably the right play, just because it's so. I don't want to say it's so flexible now that Mr. Creamer is banned, but it does have its utility. Maybe there might be a justification for playing the last Kaiju. The main reason I'm playing the Kaijus is because this deck actually doesn't really have a clean out to cards like Red Eyes Dark Dragoon other than committing everything into an Underworld Goddess, and I think that's kind of crappy, if you excuse my language. Maybe there might be cards to make going first better. But Musket, like the Fiendsmith Musket deck is already pretty decent at going first just because of how the cards interact with each other at a baseline level. So it's just really, I guess, difficult to pinpoint what this last card should be. Maybe, I have no clue, to be honest. I guess I'll throw in like just like something, I guess. The idea of Radiant is because people are playing the Dark Barrier statue, so I will, I guess, put in another Radiant just in case I play against that deck, since that combo is still, I think, completely legal. I guess this is what the deck list would look like. I guess we can do some test hands. This is a baller-ass hand. This is against an AI, so, I mean, no interactions, of course. Let's fucking not look at auto every single time. I guess we normal Caspar, go Sanct. Get our token. Caspar. I guess here we add Crooked Crown because we already have another musket and a musket spell trap, so we're kind of like chilling. So yeah, we add Crooked Crown. Here I'm given the junction to either use Cast Bar to get an extra material to go into this the Requiem. Like I can go max and then go max to Requiem or get an extra Light Fiend in Graveyard. I don't really know how good that is, to be completely honest. Actually, that's probably fine, and you might see why in a moment. I guess we start off with Crooked Crown. We activate the effect to special summon Doc. Then we go... We want to go max first, so we get an extra Light Fiend in rotation. And then go into Requiem. And I go Requiem. I used the wrong effect of Requiem. That's so unfortunate. Oh. Okay, so the idea was I could go Fiendsmith combo to grab Constellar, Ptolemy M7, go underneath of the dock, go M7 to add, under the dock, go Fiendsmith Track to add Lurie, pitch Lurie, trigger dock, add Castbar, and our opponent's turn we get special back out the Castbar with Crooked Crown. But you know, being a dumbass does have its qualities, I guess. Oh, this hand's alright. We do have access to Fiendsmith immediately, and we get tracked. And we can go tracked pitch Lurie. Like, that's pretty good, actually. So we go Engraver here to get our other Fiendsmith spell, Sanct. Then we go tracked in order to... Here we want to grab a Starfire. Yeah, we're going to grab a Starfire to get the extra name that way. And then we pitch Lurie. And then Lurie will special summon itself. And then we normal summon Starfire. Then we can activate Sanct. Get our token. And Starfire triggers. We get to summon our Castbar. Then we get to go max. And let's make sure we click the right Requiem effect this time. Or as I say we, I mean me. Tribute summon a Fiendsmith. Yes, please. Fiendsmith. And then here we can do something a little bit cute. We can go Requiem target Lurie. And then go Lurie Requiem into Princess. That's like somewhat cute. If we thought this was good enough, we could theoretically just end it here. Or, I mean, we could either end it here or we could go for a different point of interaction. But here we can either go to DD with High King Caesar really early to play around Nibiru if our opponent like gets greedy with it. Or we can go into M7 to add back a card. But the main thing is there's not really a card we would like to add back. We also could go into a sequence, just hard make the sequence right here. And to go into a disarray with at least a negate. But actually, that might be the play. Wait a minute. I think that is the play, because we get to go this, sequence. And since we have two Fiendsmiths in Graveyard, we can go sequence, disarray. We use max, Lurie, Fiendsmith. Special the disarray. And I guess here we are also... Actually, no, we just completely aren't. That's kind of crazy, to be honest. Here we want to put back our Requiem. Go into this. And all this time we're keeping Necroquip on board. So if our opponent uses a hand trap that's a monster, we can, other than a Bestial, of course, we get to draw a card. So that's nice that we get to have that all protected. We go these two into Yama. Yama effect adds Sharvara. And I guess here, well, not exactly here. Here we go, Sharvar, pop Black Goat Laughs in order to get that Graveyard effect online. Summon out the Sharvar, and here we're left at a junction. Here we can summon DDD Wave High King Caesar, again, to play around Nibiru and stuff. Or we can make Unchained Soul of Rage in order to get that Link Off effect and then the subsequent SP Little Knight. And in my opinion, I think the Unchained Soul of Rage is just better in leaving the Quip Princess on board. Because we get our Yama in Graveyard, and then we get our Sharvara trigger to summon. To set a chamber, and then we get our sequence to target. And yeah, like this is our board. Like we have a like counter trap, spell trap, negate. We have a bring back of an Unchained, which honestly isn't too much in and of itself, but it's just more recursion, and it was free. We get our Equip Princess, which our opponent or us, we pitch a card to the graveyard that's a monster from either from deck or hand. I get to draw a card, or I get to like, I guess, somewhat called by the graveyard by equipping it onto itself, which is an interesting play. Howdy. And then we got our Disarray, which is able to negate up to 2 face-up cards. Our Rage is able to link off with a card our opponent controls and then make an SP Little Knight, which can then in turn banish a card our opponent controls or in their graveyard, and then also tag out with a monster our opponent controls. And then I almost forgot to mention our cast bar. Once we activate our last stand and column of it, we are able to search anything really. We are able to search triple DD Crow, like a Trident. We're able to search a Crossout, which is like an imperm but better. Like there's a lot. Well, I wouldn't say better actually. It's different. But I feel like this is a pretty damn good board actually, given that we didn't have Mr. Creamer to assist us in it. Let's try again. This hand kind of blows, let's be honest with it, but there's something we can do with it maybe. My thought process immediately is going tracked, add either Caspar or Starfire, pitch into the Vrain so we have that floating effect online, because we're not really going to be using this turn 1 really. And then we can go Crooked Crown underneath of the Starfire in order to special summon this Calamity, and then get the Starfire trigger to special summon a Caspar. Because we do also have that Musket Trap that I mentioned. We do need 1 spell or trap Musket card ideally in order to ideally play the Muskets. So I guess let's do that. So we go tracked, add Starfire, pitch into the Vrains, a normal Starfire. Now on summon, we can go Crooked Crown, activate the effect, get out our Calamity. And this also means that we have the option to choose either Calamity or Starfire that we'd like to use for the max materials. I think using Calamity is always better. Although, if we're going first, it's probably better to use our Starfire since we just activated it and it's about to get us a Caspar. And then we get to go, yeah, we're gonna use Starfire. We're gonna go Starfire into max to get that extra material. Then go into Requiem, and then go Requiem to special out the Fiendsmith. Mr. Smithy himself. And now what are we able to do? I guess the Calamity is good as an extra light Fiend on board. So we can do this whole play again. Except we don't have the token or the Lurie this time, so we're ending with significantly less. And if we can't go M7 because we started with tracked, so that doesn't really accomplish a whole hell of a lot, to be honest. I think the best play here is how many Light Fiends do we got in grave? We got enough. So I think the best play is just to go sequence using these two. We do miss out on the Equip Princess on board, but that's fine. Then we get to Fusion Summon, make Max, Calamity, and Engraver. We do miss out on the other Engraver. However, I do like the ability. I think the varied interaction points between Disarray and the Magical Musket spell trap pool is very powerful. So yeah, I mean, a negate, a pop, and then a search of something, not the best thing in the world. We do have Link into the Vrains in the graveyard, but it honestly doesn't accomplish too much. I think this is a pretty mid to subpar board. That's a little unfortunate. This is actually I don't know what to think about this. I mean, I guess we can go normal cast bar, and then go crooked crown and column, and then go cast bar effect to search. Here we want to be grabbing a Starfire, because this time we're going to be linking off our own cast bar because we've already used the effect and we want to use a Starfire later. We're going to go crooked crown, special out this Starfire. And then we go cast bar max, max requiem, requiem effect, summon engraver. And then we get to go requiem, target and the engraver this time, equip. Equip princess. And then we get to go engraver graveyard effect. We're putting back our max, because we do have the second Requiem. And then we go into M7, I guess. We want to get that spell under Starfire, and the search off of the attract can be very useful, especially since we can discard Link into the Vrains and add like a different musket card. If we can kind of end on a more pure musket board. Or we can add Fabled Lurie and pitch it in order to go into a disarray. So that's kind of like our options here. So we discard Fiendsmith, add back Fiendsmith. Go Fiendsmith. Add Tract. Go Tract. We did normal summon, so we cannot Majesty's Fiend, although that'd be very funny. So yeah, I think the play here is add Fabled Lurie. And then pitch the Fabled Lurie, and then Fabled Lurie with Chainlink 1, and then Chainlink 2 Starfire. And then we can grab another cast bar out of deck. In the Anima column, of course. And then we get our Lurie. And then we can use a Light Fiend and an Infect Monster to make a sequence. Or, I think it's a Light Fiend in any monster. Yeah, you can use tokens for this, which is pretty crazy. And we do have 1, 2, at least 3 Light Fiends in graveyard. So we can go this to Fusion Summon. Make, here we want to go Requiem, Lurie, Engraver. I want to keep the Musket in graveyard. Summon Disarray. And then here we can go the used up Starfire into Yama. Add Sharvara. At this junction, we don't need Into the Vrains in the slightest, so we can just set it and pop it. Sharvara, pop Into the Vrains, summon Sharvara, and then we can make a Rage, and then Sharvara trigger, set Chamber, equip Sequence onto Disarray, and, I mean, yeah, this is the board. This is a lot better than the last board. You want to make a Sky oh, you mean Sanctuary in the Sky? I can take a look at that. The only context I have for Sanctuary in the Sky, really, is in Cloudian, because I'm a Cloudian fan. Average Cloudhead. I think this is, like, pretty alright. I mean, like, we got the SP, like I mentioned. We have not just the Last Stand, but also Despacito. We have the Disarray, and we have the Reborn off of the Chamber. And the Reborn off of the Yama, too, which can potentially bring back a Musket. So we do have a handful of options. We do have that Tract still in graveyard, so we are able to fuse again if we are able to both recycle the Disarray and get another Fiendsmith on board, which is pretty simple for this deck to do. We are able to do that whole like loop thing again. So this is a pretty good board, in my opinion, at least. Okay, you said Sanctuary in the Sky? Yeah. That can be another deck I build, or at least test Sanctuary in the Sky. Like, what's the idea behind the Sanctuary in the Sky deck? Like, I need to kind of know what I'm working with, to be completely honest. Or is Sky Sanctuary a different card? No, it's Sanctuary of the Sky. So these are all the cards that mention Sanctuary in the Sky, so this is what I gotta work with. Protector of the Agent's Moon is actually probably a really good card in that deck. Neptune. Discard this card, special summon agent from your hand or graveyard except for itself, or if Sanctuary of the Sky is on field in either graveyard. Oh, on the field or in either graveyard. Sorry, I misread that. You can special summon one Hyperion monster instead. Wait, is this our deck? No, it's hand or graveyard. Either player contribute a monster special summon with this effect until the end of your opponent's turn. If this card is banished, you can add one. Oh, until the end of your opponent's turn. If this card is banished, you can add one Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck to your hand. Oh, does Hyperion banish it? Yeah. Okay. That's actually kind of cute. So I guess we do still play Master Flare. Or wait. What's the difference between these two? I don't really see the difference. A lot of effects based off of Sanctuary in the Sky. Okay. Were you trying to like get a counter trap build, like a combo build, like a stun build? Like I kind of want to know what I'm working with. You know what I mean? Executor of the Underworld Pluto. Once returning a banishable monster from your graveyard or an effect monster on the field changes face down defense position. This is a quick effect. It's Sanctuary in the Sky. Oh, yeah, Book of Moon. Okay. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Add one Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck to your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can use each effective Pluto once per turn. Okay. Are there any cards that consider themselves Sanctuary in the Sky at all times, or do we actually need to play Sanctuary in the Sky? You wanna learn the base Sanctuary in the Sky deck? Well, then I would recommend checking it out in like Edison. To be completely honest, like I think counter fairies are actually pretty alright in Edison. Are they Edison? I swear they are. A couple spells. Yeah, there are a handful of spells. I want to know if any of them are like Umi, where they are always considered Sanctuary in the Sky, so I can add them like off of Zeradius instead. Although I don't even know if you would play this card because this card seems bad. Majesty Hyperion. Oh, this is a new card too. You special this card from your hand or graveyard, banishing one agent monster from your hand, field, or graveyard, and list minute once per turn this way. Any battles involving your fairy monsters is also inflicted to your opponent. This is negative synergy with Sanctuary in the Sky, isn't it? So this means as long as Sanctuary in the Sky is on your field, neither player takes damage from battles, I guess. Because this is also inflicted to your opponent. You think some of the continuous spells are considered Sanctuary in the Sky? Oh, well, in field or in graveyard. Yeah, but my intention was to like be able to search the cards that consider themselves Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck to your hand. Like using cards like this that would search it. Like Umi, like let's say for example I look up Umi and actually look at legal cards. Let's also look at field spells. Like for Umi, all of these cards are quite literally the same card. These are all considered Umi, so you can only play 3 of any combination of them. Except for this one. This one, I don't know what this is. Or this one. Or wait. Yeah, these are 2 different things. So these 5 cards, Umi, Magalancia, Magallanica, the Deep Sea City, Pacifist, the Phantasm City, Lemuria, the Forgotten City, and a Legendary Ocean. They're all the same card. But in Sanctuary in the Sky's case, they're only the same card while they're in hand and while they're in field or graveyard, so it's kind of considered the same as Cyber Dragon. But these ones that do consider themselves on field and in graveyard, do you kind of see like they might be good enough depending on the effect? I actually haven't read them. I just kind of like noticed them. So let me read them. Well, let me actually give them a good read. Become a Sanctuary this guy on field or graveyard. Fairy monsters in the field gain 300 300s. Set spell and traps can't be destroyed by card effects. Also, neither player can target them with card effects. Once per turn, you can target a total of 3 fairies or counter traps with different names from your graveyard. Place them on top in any order. This is interesting if you're building the counter trap version of the deck, like counter fairies. I don't know how genuinely useful this would be in like with the agents, because I feel like given what these cards are reading like, I feel like these cards are probably the best thing to be doing with them, like the agent deck. Oh, we definitely play 3 of this. This adds a card that mentions Sanctuary in this guy or sets it straight from deck, I guess. No, this is too specific, I think. Falling Sanctuary. Oh. This card's interesting, actually. It's a monster negate while also triggering stuff like our Neptune, which I forgot to put in the list. It triggers stuff like Neptune, as well as being a negate and setting either a spell or trap that mentions Sanctuary or Sanctuary itself, which means we can play a copy of Divine Punishment as a searchable card off of this, or like a settable card, which is funny. I think that's very funny. So, I mean, yeah, because this is also a searchable card in of itself, and this can kind of like protect our own turn. Although I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's necessarily worth it, though, if you know what I mean. Let's keep reading, though. Let's find out what we can do. I forgot to finish reading Majesty Hyperion. I went on the tangent about how it's kind of like a non-bow, and I didn't even finish it. Once per turn, you can banish 1 fairy monster from your hand or graveyard. Take 1 card in either graveyard and banish it. Sanctuaries. Oh, actually. It's not a quick effect, so it's not that good, actually. I think the OG Master Hyperion... Oh, not the OCG one. The OG Hyperion is actually probably better than this Majesty Hyperion, just because the banishing... Like, if we're going to be going for a slow removal or interaction type of effect, it's better to go for a pop effect, or a double pop effect, than a double banish from graveyard effect, in my opinion. Especially if we're going to control deck, because we want to kind of control the board. We can also add 1 Celestial Nightlord Parshath until I find something better. Uranus, if you Sanctuaries on the skies on the field, you can special summon this card from our hand. You can send an agent from deck to graveyard, and its level become... Oh, shit. The special summon isn't once per turn, which I think is very cool. Also, I guess we do play 3 Sanctuary in the Sky. Earth. If it's normal summon, we can add an agent monster from our deck to our hand except for Earth, or a Sanctuary in the Sky, we can add Master Hyperion instead. Okay. Parshath is good. Celestial Nightlord Parshath. 2+ fairies, discard a card, add a Sanctuary in the Sky, or a card that... Oh! Yeah, it is good. Or if it's on the... We can add a fairy instead. And wait, can we add any fairy? Wait, whoa. Are these all fairies? They sure fucking are. What a fun card. Boy, do I love Floodgates. Sanctuary in the Sky. What else can we play? Light of Judgment. Look at your opponent's hand and discard a card. Oh, we have to pitch a light monster to the graveyard to apply those effects. One of the following. Or send 1 card your opponent... Actually... This card isn't the worst thing in the world. It's a Dingirsu. This card's either Pointer of the Red Lotus or Dingirsu. That's actually very interesting. I will keep this card in mind. Nova Summoners is Mystic Tomato, right? Yeah. Sage of the Skies is counter trap specific stuff. Neo Parshath, the Sky Paladin. Special this card by attributing. Okay, I could stop reading. I can stop reading there. Agent of Miracles Jupiter. Once per turn, banish an agent from your graveyard. Target a light fairy you control. Gains 800 attack to end a turn. Discard a fairy. Target one of your banished light fairies. That's interesting. First effect is bad. First effect is bad. Don't get me wrong. What does this do when it's banished again? Add a Sanctuary Sky from. So this just Rhodas for Sanctuary in the sky. Okay, maybe. I'll put this in here as a tentative maybe. I guess let's look at the other agent cards. Agent. World Championship Series, DCG. Okay. We can play Axie's Agent. That's a cool card. Agent of Destruction Penis. Sorry, Venus. My slip of the tongue, you know. Level 3 Fairy Tuner. You can banish one agent creation Venus from your graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. And you pay life points equal 500 for every 500 paid. Trigger a mystical Shyamalas banish in your graveyard. Special summon them by placing on the bottom of the deck on the field. Oh, this is the opposite of the Angel of Creation. Okay. I guess we do play this and all the. Let's straight up ballin'. Oh, sorry. I actually looked up ballin'. Shine ball. Let's get some balls. Hell yeah. Agent. Okay. Mercury. During your standby phase. Okay. This card's bad. Demise. Ooh, we can play Demise in here. Oh, isn't that cute? You can play Solvent Driver. I don't know why this is being shown. Oh, I see it. I see why it's being showed. Here, let me. Agent. Salvagent Driver. Of course, of course, of course. Who could forget the Cybers agent? We got Mars. Unaffected by spell trap cards. Spell cards or effects while you control Sanctuary in the Sky, and your life points are high. And your life points are higher than your opponent's. And then wait. Oh wait, no. This card just says it's unaffected by spell trap cards or effects. Oh, this card's really bad. Oh god. Because it's unaffected. Wait. I'm brain farting right now. Regardless, this card's bad. It's just unaffected by spells, and that's pretty much it. Okay. Saturn. Wait. This card is really bad. Okay. Why are these two cards the only cards related to having more life points than your opponent? That's very strange. While Venus has the opposite effect, making you pay life points. Strange. Very strange. Of course, since we are playing a fairy deck, we play the Herald. Yes, we play Amazon of the Seas. We play Herald of Orange Light. This card's also good, right? Yeah. Yeah, this card is also good. Okay, let's look at fairy cards now. Monster. Effect. Fairy. I would like... Are any of these non-lights? I guess some of these are non-lights. Show me every fairy in the game. Actually, let's start with extra deck stuff first. I don't know why I guess let's look at these three mechanics. We have all three of these. Level 2 tuner. Do we have a level 2 tuner? We do have a level 2 tuner. Is this a tuner? This is a tuner. This does lock us into synchros, though. That kind of sucks. That card's not very good. Maple Maiden. All face-up monsters become that. Oh, that's funny. Fiendsmith counter card. The best card for this is for this Amazon of the Sea. So true. So true. That's how I see bars. Maple Maiden's a very funny tech card against, I guess if Fiendsmith is still relevant. Declare Dark. Or rather, you probably want to declare like water or something. Declare water. Your opponent is, all your cards your opponent controls are water now. That's only on summon though. You can target one monster your opponent's main monster zone. Your opponent must send one card from its adjacent monster zones or spell traps into the graveyard. That's a neat form of interaction. Removal by making your opponent choose what card to remove and punishing them if they play poorly. That's neat. Cupid. Oh, actually. Whoa, 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 whoa. I did not realize this deck could make Cupid pitch. Earth plus Shine Balls, Cupid pitch. Orange Light plus Shine Balls, Cupid pitch. And do you know what the best card for Cupid pitch is? I do. Actually, let's look at other cards first, and I'll get to that. Condemned Dark Lord. You can tribute summon fairy monsters that require 2 tributes by banishing 2 monsters from your graveyard instead of tributing. It's still tributed as a tribute summon. This is a Dark Lord card. Okay, we can stop reading. Herald. We will be playing Herald. It is an interaction point. Apollosa banned. Thank God. There ain't really too many good. Whoa, Shockmaster's a fairy? Oh, I thought this thing was a thunder. It's in the name, Shock. Lucky Straight is a fairy. Where's the lucky gay? What the fuck? Gays just aren't filled with luck like the straights are, apparently. It's kind of homophobic, Konami, don't you think? Play Angel of Zera. Magic the Gathering card. Avenging Knight Parshath. Once returning, you can turn one face monster for control changes. Oh, it's Parshath, but bad. Okay. This is not as good as Air Knight Parshath because it doesn't draw you a card. We really don't have much options at all. I mean, I guess the deck doesn't fairy lock us, I don't think. So, I mean, that's fine. The card I did want to mention, though, is, Sos. 600 defense. Oh, perfect. Just what I needed. And then we go Colossus. Colossus. Hell yeah. What a fun card. I guess, non-engine now. I guess we can run the one prop, so why not? Okay, what can we cut? What can we cut? Agent Destruction Penis, Agent Creation Penis. Oh, I guess we might want Link Spider for generic Link plays. And then, speaking of generic Link plays, let's get the Blowjob Brothers in here, of course, of course. Reading Venus, it makes me want to put, sorry, you just, we can Nemesis? Yeah, with Cupid Pitch. Cupid Pitch says, if this Synchro Summon card is sent to the graveyard as Synchro material, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the new Synchro Summon monster's level times 100, and if you do, add one level 8 or lower monster with 600 defense from your deck to your hand. Namely, Corridor has 600 defense. This deck likes banishing their cards, it seems. So we can put back a banished card to summon the Corridor, and by activating its effect in hand, And then immediately make a Thunder Dragon Colossus. We could. Are the other nemesis? All of the nemesises like nemesis? Nemesis. Yeah, no, we can't add flag off of it, unfortunately. Or rather, should I say, fortunately? We can't add flag, but that's completely fine. Colossus is more fair than Protoss anyway. But I was considering playing Saryuja Skulldread because Saryuga can special summon Venus out of hand and return any shine balls that we got in our hand to the deck, so we can kind of like get fresh draws, I guess. I guess one Saryugas is gonna be good. What can we make with Cupid Pitch? It's a tuner. We get access to 3 non-tuner. This is a tuner. This is a non-tuner, but I don't really want to. I guess we don't need Jupiter. Uranus is probably not that great either. We can cut it down to 2. It is a free special. We do have a lot of. I feel like we have a lot of normals in the deck, but. Oh, actually, Neptune solves this problem. Oh, God. I forgot to read the first line of text on Neptune, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie. Yeah, making Colossus is always good. One-sided mistake is a nice touch. Okay, well, I mean, given that, Neptune kind of like does everything. I mean, I don't really see a reason to add more engine cards. I feel like this deck can kind of do a lot. There's the third Imperm. I guess at this point we can decide if we want Fallen Sanctuary. I think, in my opinion, I think Fallen Sanctuary is too slow. But I might be wrong, too. Same with Divine Punishment, but at least Divine Punishment's a card we can, like, set. I like Light of Judgment a lot, but I think it's also kind of jank. I guess we can, like, choose either Light of Punishment or Divine Punishment. I think Light of Judgment's probably a bit better. And then I guess for our last cards, we can put the Bloss. And considering what I can cut here, to be honest, I guess we could just run 2 Bloss. Alrighty, well. I don't think this is actually the worst thing in the world. The shine balls aren't necessarily bricks because we can pitch this and a shine orange light and a shine ball in order to negate something. So not the worst thing in the world. Wait a minute. Ooh. Ooh. This card is legal. I just realized. Oh, yeah. Can't add more copies of this card? My ass, you can't add more copies of this card. I guess. Ava. This is one of my favorite anime, by the way. And by one, I mean I think it is my favorite. I guess. Do you run Foolish for the Ava? Nah. I guess we can put in the third Uranus back in. Now we just need extra stuff, I guess. We need synchros. We need something we can synchro Cupid pitch into. That's what I was doing. We can go 3 into a 7. What 7 synchros are accessible via? Synchro level. Oh, what am I even looking for? I already know. Dawn Dragster. Okay, so we have our 7 target now. What else can we do with that? We can go, in theory, we could go a 2 and a 4 into a 6. I don't know how feasible that realistically is. Trius Hierarcha. What does this do? Contribute up to 3 fairies, especially on this card. Destroy one card your opponent controls. Draw 2. This is interesting. The only reason I'm really looking at this is because we can go Trius Hierarcha to tribute either Ava or Diviner of the Herald if we choose to include it. And if we tribute Diviner of the Herald, it'll special summon the Ava out of our deck. Or we can summon Neptune, I believe. Let me confirm that. Finger. Diviner. This card is normal or special. Send a fairy from deck or extra. Increase its level. You can special summon level 2 or lower fairy. Oh, we can even grab something along the lines of Earth, even though it won't activate its effect. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. It does eat up a precious normal summon, though. And from what I'm looking at, from because when the updated cards came out, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't read them. I can't read every single card, unfortunately. But it does kind of look like the play pattern of this deck is to go Agent of Mystery Earth, to then add Neptune, go Neptune to add another agent, or rather to special summon another agent, like for example, Venus. I think seems like the best case scenario, right? And then get some balls on board. The agent. Oh, what am I talking about? We can go Neptune plus Cupid pitch to go into Pluto. I guess we just run a second Pluto. That's good. Okay. Well, should a little organizing. Here's the list. I mean, this is what I got. Just from a first glance. And the idea of Christia is it's a bitch ass card to out. I guess let's do a test hand real quick. Oh damn. This is interesting. Oh, I guess this card gains us life when I was referring to the agents that refer to life. I guess we want to start off with Earth, given that we can gain life points and win in time, theoretically. So we go Earth effect. I guess here we're going to grab Venus because it doesn't mention Sanctuary in the Sky, so we can't grab it off of Sacred Waters. Then we go Sacred Waters to... Oh, we can do one or the other. I want to add a monster because I want to grab Neptune. Then we go Neptune, pitch, special summon Venus. Let's get our balls. Let's get ballin'. Okay, now what can we do? Okay. So I was just reading that real quick. I guess here we can go Earth, Shine Ball, Cupid Pitch. Cupid Pitch. Oh, it can increase or decrease the level. Here we decrease the level, I guess. Because then we can go These two, Herald, Cupid Pitch. We will not be negating. Add Corridor. Oh my god, wait, it adds Neptune? It does have 600 defense. Holy shit. Damn. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. Jesus. Okay, so we need to now get this Venus off of our side of the field. So we need to banish our Venus so we can summon the Corridor. So I guess we go... We already have a negate up with Herald, which is nice. Protector of the Agents... Actually, this does get a Sanctuary in the Sky and Graveyard. Let me reread this thing. Okay. I honestly think we just go IP. IP. Secondary Venus. Venus. Corridor. Back Venus. Corridor. Sus. Why can't I activate this? Oh. This is a one or an other type of effect. Oh. Okay. Maybe this card isn't as good as I thought it was then. I thought it was just Venus too, to be honest. We can go to Dawn Dragster here with Herald. That's funny. Oh, there was a better play other than IP. Oh, that's unfortunate. We could have went Herald of Mirage Lights, and then if our opponent activates Spell or Trap, we can pitch this Ava, get double searches for an Orange Light and something else, and then use that Orange Light we just added, and then we have the Imperm, so we were ending on Colossus, Omni Negate, Spell Trap Negate, Monster Negate, Monster Negate. But here we're not ending on too bad either. We're ending on Monster Negate, SP Little Knight, Omni Negate, and Walking Mistake. Like, that doesn't actually seem bad at all. Well, here we have, like, all of our Sanctuary in the Sky stuff, I guess. Okay, I guess let's see what Earth plus Sanctuary does. Earth effect. I guess since we don't have the other one, we kind of need a... Oh, we don't even have another agent, do we? I guess Uranus is the best one here, I guess. It's not exactly ideal. Go effect. Dump. I guess Neptune's the send. Oh, it becomes that level. Oh, maybe I should be reading my cards more. Jeez. Oh, they're both tuners. Never mind, it doesn't matter. You can add back the Earth and do nothing. I mean, I think that's like... if I'm missing something. Or this can send a card that mentions. I guess let's see what cards mention it. Well, I mean, I don't know what it's expecting, to be honest. We gotta send a protection spell. Not really a great hand, unfortunately. I think this deck needs 2 agents in order to do very well. Which is unfortunate, given there's so few good ones. There's this one. Let's look at level. Or not level. Release date. So the ones that are worth playing is like Earth, I guess Jupiter's like, but how are we realistically banishing a lot of cards, like other than Hyperion? I guess we can cut one of these, put the other Hyperion in just for options, I guess. I like what they did with the new Hyperion though. It's like a mix between the both of them. Has like the gold aspects of this one, and has like the wavy design of this one, if you kind of get what I mean. It has both of them. It has both the gold and the wavy stuff. Just talking about art. I mean, like, this is a good hand. This is a really good hand, actually. Like, so let's Sacreds. Here we add what? We can add Earth. I mean, it's our starter, so why not? Normal Earth. Earth effect. We have all the other ones, so I guess we add Uranus. We don't have Sanctuary in the Sky, though. Neptune, Special Summon, Penis. Let's get ballin'. Cupid, Pitch. If we increase the level to 5... Wait, no, we can increase it to 6. Make an 8. This is a 10. I mean, I guess we could make it 10 with it. I guess, yeah, let's increase the level. Let's try that. Just trying stuff out, to be honest. Alright, we're balling. Oh, we can... Oh. We have to pitch a card, though. Yeah, I mean, I guess... Master Hyperion, Cupid Pitch, add Corridor. Okay, what does this do? Okay, we can go Master Flare Hyperion to copy something. What do we want to copy, though? Oh, we can copy extra deck stuff. Oh. That's very interesting. I'm gonna surrender this one because I want to see if I need to reread the agents one more time. Just because some of these cards are real bad. Do any of these explicitly add Sanctuary in the Sky? Or does this mention? Oh, okay. You can also mention Sanctuary in the... I need a monster that adds Sanctuary in the Sky while it's on fields. Radiant Gerald. Oh, now I'm seeing the life point gain thing. Archlord Zerato. That's funny. Also, this card looks fake as fuck. What? This can't be a real card. What? Look at that. What? That can't be real. Okay, whatever. They just slapped that on top of Sanctuary in the Sky. It's just... It's just the card art in the background. It's literally just the card art in the background. This is how I make my fucking thumbnails. What? Lazy ass fucking Konami. God damn. That's just a funny effect to copy with Master Hyperion, or rather Master Flare Hyperion, just nuke your opponent's board. Although it's probably not better than its actual effect, to be honest. Why do none of these add Sanctuary in the Sky from deck to hand on board? Man. Sanctuary in the Sky is actually important from this deck, which is annoying, to be honest. I guess I just kind of undervalued the necessity of cards needing Sanctuary in the Sky to get additional beneficial effects. Damn. But yeah, I mean, this list doesn't seem too bad. I mean, you saw some of the hands like Brick or end on suboptimal boards, but we can end on boards like Colossus and multiple different variations of interaction. I think the most expensive card, of course, is, you know, Penis Little Knight. Like, I guess, Imperm? Yeah, Imperm. Is Ava expensive? No. Tactics is money? Yeah, Tactics is money. Is Earth money? No. Price. How expensive is this Serato card? $5? That's funny. How much is this? Couple cents. How much is this? About $1.50? Okay, this deck is dirt cheap. Yeah, this deck is super cheap. God. Oh, here you go. I provide with deck. My God. But this deck's alright. I think this is a pretty neat deck. You even have room for a non-engine in here. I think it's cool. I guess there is reason, like, you could consider playing Foolish Burial just to send to Ava. Or even like something like 1-for-1. You are playing a large quantity of monsters, and it doesn't hurt to pitch a Shine Ball, really, so you can bring it back from Graveyard potentially with Venus. Or Destruction Venus, not the Creation Venus. And I like the ability for the deck to both search Corridor and Neptune off of Cupid Pitch. I think that's a really interesting thing. And the level modulation of Cupid Pitch allows you to go either into Pluto or into Hyperion, which is, again, cute. We can go Neptune. If we go into a 6 Cupid Pitch, we can go Neptune to make Dawn Dragster. Or if we lower the level, we can go Cupid Pitch at 2 and Herald, and another level 2 like Shine Ball to go into Herald pretty early. It might even be worth it. Skuldred never came up. That didn't come up. I think it might even be worth it to play 2 Herald. Just because we can make this card with Earth and Ball. Ava, for me, it's currently banned, but it was just on the ban list at 1. That's the reason I'm including it. That's why I'm on the right over here. I'm on Unlimited. If I go to TCG, you can see Ava's banned. But I think that's gonna be about the end of the stream. I streamed for quite a bit longer than I was anticipating, to be honest. But this agent deck is actually interesting. I might even like consider like playing this at locals or something, given how cheap it is. I think my homie actually might even have this deck. I might even ask if he can lend it to me. Seems pretty fun, especially since you can, you know, make the sus. It seems pretty easy to make the sus in this deck too. It's like part of its combo, which is very interesting. Or I say part of its combo, but in reality you need to open Earth plus Neptune or Earth plus Venus or Earth plus Sacred Waters in order to do it. Like, you need to be able to search 2 different agents to hand or have one of the 2 agents that you're missing in hand already plus Earth or a way to get to Earth. You know what I mean? But I think that is just going to be like about the end of the stream. Sorry it wasn't really too eventful, but I feel like we actually did get a couple things done rather. So thank you all so much for watching. If you still are, thank you all who are watching the VOD. I really appreciate y'all as well. I'm going to have the poll up for next week's videos up on Monday, I'm hoping. So keep an eye out for that. There are going to be probably only 2 videos next week because I kind of got a packed work schedule next week. So I don't really have too much free time. And I want to try and make the videos I'm uploading next week higher quality than I have been for the past like week or so. Just because I'm kind of a little bit disappointed in myself with the quality of videos I've been putting out. But thank you all so much for watching. And I'm going to see y'all later. Sorry for y'all, any of y'all who just joined. Sorry, the stream just is concluded. I'm just really tired. But you can take a look at this cool Sanctuary in the Sky deck. You make Colossus. But yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much it. I'm gonna leave it over here for a little bit more, and then I'm where is it? Oh, there it is. Thank you all for watching, or those who just joined, thank you all for joining. Sorry, it was a little bit of an inopportune time, but I hope you, I don't know, check out the other stuff. I'm not going to really ask you to look at the other stuff on my channel. That's something you can have to deliberate and do on your own, but I appreciate y'all regardless. I'm going to leave it till the end of the song and the stream's going to end. Oh, well, I didn't expect the song to just change right there, to be completely honest, but, I guess I'm going to give it another, like, minute. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I like Sanctuary in the Sky. I like Cloudians a lot, and Sanctuary in the Sky is one of the funny cards you can play with Cloudians, so I think it's pretty neat. But thank you all.